Biker Dads brought to you by Garza Law and the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers.
Warning, warning. This is not a show about motorcycles. Okay, it has some motorcycles in it. But deep down, it's really a show about people who use their passion for motorcycles to make their communities better, safer, and stronger. And people just doing crazy biker stuff too. This is Biker Dad.
Hi, I'm Chris Best. I left my six-figure job to ride motorcycles and tell stories, and guess what? I'm really thankful for that. I'm thankful for your support letting me do that. So this week, we're having a special Thanksgiving episode to catch everybody up on what's been going on with the Biker Dad show so far, because not everybody's seen every episode, and some of the cities watching right now are brand new to the program. So we're just gonna start with a little bit of what Biker Dad is all about. We tracked down Paul Tuttle Sr. and Joan Kay from Orange County Choppers, and they're joining us live from New York. All right, just hanging out inside the Wall of Death with the Easter Bunny. We're at the American Legion in Pensacola, Florida, where just hundreds, a sea of bikes and bikers have shown up to spread the message that we haven't forgotten what Memorial Day is really about. Hi, this is the Biker Dad. We're here at Scooter Haven in Inglis, Florida. The Barber Vintage Motorcycle Museum outside of Birmingham is the largest collection of motorcycles on the planet. A big part of the show every week is going to be showing you what bikers are doing in the community to make things better. Let's take a look at some of the stories we've already got planned for you.
$4,277 for you and your family.
Raising money, starting a college fund for the two young kids of the staff sergeant that had lost his life last year in a training accident.
We're here today to raise money and toys for the Salvation Army Angel Tree.
They get these bikes and sometimes they're in really bad shape and really need a lot of repair, and it's hard to find parts.
Another big part of this show every week is going to be about travel. We're going to go all over the Southeast, even all over the country, to show you some of the cool places that bikers hang out. And even if you don't ride, you might want to hang out there too. Here's a look at some of the places we've already visited, and you'll see this season on Biker Dad. Dragonfly's like this big, it's coming slamming at my helmet the whole time. It was like when they hit warp speed in Star Wars, you know, the bugs come at you like this fast. So it was pretty crazy. Down this bumpy logging road in the middle of nowhere in Mississippi, right next to a chicken farm and a hay bale, is this monument to legendary band Lynyrd Skynyrd, and it just so happens that we ran into another Biker Dad and his son who are on a trip over 3,000 miles just to come and see this place, so take a look. On the North Carolina-Tennessee state line in the Smoky Mountains draws motorcyclists and car enthusiasts from around the world to do one thing: slay the dragon and take 318 curves in 11 miles. And today I'm doing it for the first time myself. Our Back on 2 segment is brought to you by Garza Law and the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. This week's Back on 2 segment is extremely special to me.
I can swing.
And he can swing. This is Caleb. He's my friend. The first time we met, was on the side of a highway in Alabama, where right after he and his Gramps had a really bad motorcycle accident. His Gramps didn't make it, and they said Caleb probably wouldn't either. And they weren't sure about that, but what they were sure about was that he would never walk and talk again. But what do you say about that?
I can walk.
And what else?
God said I could do this, but the doctors said I couldn't.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. So here's a look at Caleb's story. Last time I personally saw Caleb was when we gave you guys the van.
Right.
And he couldn't walk or even really talk. I think he was just making some noises back then. So.
Yeah, he was saying mama and screaming. That was it. I'm Nancy, and this is Caleb. Say hey, Caleb. Look at you. Say hey. Hi.
We talked about this a little bit, but just tell us what happened.
He was coming back from a ferry ride with my dad. It was his first motorcycle ride ever, and this lady came over 2 lanes of traffic and hit my dad and Caleb head on, and it slung Caleb 350 feet away from my daddy, and it broke. His whole pelvis was on his front side was on his back side. He broke this leg, both leg bones came out of this leg. He broke his arm. He broke the first bone in his neck. We had 78 hours of surgery, 3 brain surgeries, a shunt put in. Yeah, we have voicemails from the first responders and the doctor after his last brain surgery to put the shunt in, saying that he would never make a full recovery. There would be no chance. Go ahead, don't touch nothing. That he would never walk or talk or be able to do anything that he's doing right now. Who made it possible, Caleb? God. And then you.
How does that
Mama.
make you feel?
How does that feel? It feels great. I didn't think I'd be chasing after him. What are you supposed to do, Caleb? Pick up your
Mat and walk.
Pick up your mat and walk. Okay. What's Mama's favorite Bible verse?
Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
You're so sweet. I never thought I would get to have a conversation and he'll understand it. For months, he didn't talk. He didn't do anything. They were just convinced. They had a feeding tube on him. We got him home. They're like, he's not going to eat again. Once they have a G-tube, they don't go back to solid food. Caleb can eat a whole box of a large pizza by himself.
And tacos.
It's all bikers that has helped us. Bikers and people in the community. If it wasn't for the bikers in the community and Casey and Juju and all them, I don't know where would we be at, because we haven't got insurance money. We haven't got any kind of help. Caleb's still not getting SSI. We have no help other than the biker community who stepped out for a kid they didn't know. We never thought bikers could be so loving.
Caleb and I are going to stay in touch like we have been for quite some time, and we're going to keep you updated on his story and his progress. And we know that he's going to do even better. And why is that?
Because you can't have a test without a testimony.
Amen, brother. Good job.
This is Biker Dad.
If you love your bike but hate swamp ass, Breezy Rider is for you. For 27 years, I've been designing medical seating to protect the skin of people confined to wheelchairs. Now, after so many friends asking for help with their motorcycle seats, I've designed Breezy Rider. Breezy Rider actually enhances the look of your bike with its custom fit design, while the patented Seal Air foam reduces vibrations that cause fatigue and pain. And you can actually feel air flowing underneath you, keeping you cool and dry.
Cottonmouth Customs in Pensacola is building awesome bikes, and they're also building a reputation as one of the great bike builders. The shop in Pensacola offers custom bikes, service, and tons of used parts upstairs. The mini museum of beautiful vintage bikes is worth the visit alone. I want to personally thank Cottonmouth Customs for supporting the Biker Dad show and making our dream of riding motorcycles and telling stories possible. And look, even the Blue Angels approve.
When we say I'm your employee, that means that we are here to serve the client. Often a client will ask me, can the Garza Law Firm do this? And the answer is yes, absolutely. I see myself as your employee. I'm here to work for you. Our commitment at the Garza Law Firm is to find both the process and the result that best serves and protects your interests and your families.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Your support is what makes Biker Dad TV possible, and the best way you can support us is just go punch the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Just search for TV Biker Dad, look for the logo, and hit subscribe. Hit that little bell in the corner too so it dings whenever we post a new video. We're posting new episodes every week, but there's all kinds of extra video that goes on the Biker Dad YouTube channel as well. Again, just search TV Biker Dad.
This is Biker Dad.
This is Biker Dad vlogger Chris Best. If I had ridden a motorcycle into the classroom when I was in high school, I would have gotten in a lot of trouble, but today I did it for a good cause.
My name is Ed Juju Lassard, and we are here at Fairhope High School today teaching a How to Share the Road with Motorcycles course.
How close does a motorcycle have to be before you see it?
What piece of equipment on that bike would help that driver of the cage know that there was a biker beside him? We're doing that through the driver's ed classes here in Baldwin County at all the high schools. How to watch out for motorcycles and kind of share some information, some insights on how bikers ride and what we're thinking while we're riding.
My name is Alexis Lindsay. I am a 10th grader at Fairhope High School. When I was like 7 or 8, my grandfather's brother was driving his motorcycle and he was turning at a red light and somebody ran the red light and hit him, and when he fell, he hit his head and lost his life.
Yeah, all these young students, most of them don't even have their license yet, so we're trying to get to them while they're young and before they develop all these bad habits.
Herndon Zacola, and I'm a sophomore.
You're in high school and you ride a motorcycle?
Yes, sir. I ride 400 Ducati.
Have you had any scary moments on the road?
I have going about last weekend. I was going to visit one of my friends, and the guy pulled over in front of me and wasn't using a turn signal or anything, and almost hit me.
Stay off cell phones, of course. A lot of distractions with cell phones these days. We always talk about how small and hard to see motorcycles are. I've got friends that have passed that have been killed over the years. I have a lot of discussion about motorcycles, so to have one in the class really helps me help them visualize what's going on. And I get right here at the intersection, and guess what? Here he comes. Now I've got 1 or maybe 2 seconds to decide what to do.
And I try my best to look out for motorcycles because with my personal experience, it is harder to think about hitting someone.
How close does a motorcycle have to be?
Hey, if you'd like this program to come to your school, just hit me up on the Biker Dad Facebook page and I'll get you in contact with them.
Now here's the Biker Dad Bike of the Week. Bike of the Week. Bike of the Week.
Well, I'm really excited about this week's Bike of the Week for one big reason. I've never really rode a trike before. I rode one around a parking lot once, a friend of mine, so I'm going to get a chance to ride that. And this is not just any trike. Mark with Logan by Harley Davidson. Tell us about this bike.
This is one we decided we wanted to trick out and customize a little bit. Harley doesn't make a trike with a wedge style fairing like this, so I found this and we decided we wanted to do something unique. We put the Kahuna collection on the floorboards. We actually installed a pretty amazing sound system in this too. The freewheeler doesn't come with a sound system. We went with a Sony 7000 series head unit on it. We also did the Arc Audio Moto 720 amp, which is pushing 180 watts per channel, with the 4 Arc Audio 5 1/4s in it. This thing has an amazing sound to it.
So how does this trike ride? What should I know before I hop on it?
One thing about a trike is it's completely different than riding a bike. When you ride a trike, you have to steer it. When you're riding a bike, you counter steer. So
you have to remember not to put your feet down.
And also remember not to put your feet down. Once you try to run over your foot once or twice, you'll stop.
Reverse. Just press and hold your start button until the arm right there pops on, and then watch yourself.
So it's got some Screaming Eagle stuff on it. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's got stage 1 done on it with, I believe we did the Cobra exhaust on it. with a Screaming Eagle high flow intake on it. So she has a real nice rumble and sound to it. Kind of opens up the motor a little bit, lets it breathe. It's ready for somebody to ride it. It needs a new home, it needs an owner.
Well, today I'm that somebody, so I get to ride it. We're gonna hook up some GoPros and some other cameras, and we're gonna hit the streets around here and see how it does. It's pretty awesome to ride this first time I rode the trike. You got to get used to a couple things, and the first is the floorboards. You don't pick your feet up. That I got used to really quickly because it's comfortable. It's actually nice not having to put your feet up. I am still learning not to lean though and to steer the thing. That's a little bit different for sure. So we'll see how it goes. We got a few more miles to go. Well, they may call them geezer glides sometimes, but I gotta tell you, I had a blast riding this Harley-Davidson trike the first time I ever rode one. We're letting all the old folks have fun, guys. You gotta try this out if you haven't ridden one before. We'll check back in with another Bike of the Week next week.
This is Biker Dad.
Now, this week's Biker Dad Tech Tip. Biker Dad Tech Tip.
Time for this week's Tech Tip with Harley-Davidson Master Tech Neil, and today we're talking about something that people consider doing themselves sometimes, and sometimes they're successful about it, sometimes not so much, and that's putting on handlebars. Like, how complicated is it? Should you be doing it yourself, and what are some of the pitfalls? So,
well, I would say if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Air cleaners and pipes are usually the first things people go for, but when it comes to handlebars, you want to make this bike your own. There are a wide variety of handlebars out there, and you see how these are wired? Sometimes it can be kind of a daunting task for the beginner. Besides wiring, you have your new brake lines, and some models, a hydraulic or cable clutch, but all that needs to be routed. Your cable clutch goes down into here. All those systems need to be bled, especially the ABS system needs to be bled for safety. Instead, you don't want to go grab a whole handful of nothing. To get everything just perfect, and you talk to your customer beforehand. Before I button everything down, I'll have a customer come in, look on the lift, safe, set it, their riding style, and I'll even walk away for a minute, like, hey, give it some thought. Sometimes just adjusting it on some of these touring bikes can be kind of, all this needs to come off, needs to be pitched forward. You definitely make sure everything's perfect.
if I make a mistake, which I have before, I have to pay you to fix it and it's just for me, because I'm not a mechanic at all, it's just better for me to come and have you guys work on my bike in the first place. That's our tech tip for this week with Harley-Davidson Master Tech Neil. We'll be back next week. We're going to be delving into your bike's computer. We're going to see what your bike's brain has to say about what's going on in there and whether your bike is safe and properly tuned and is running right. And Harley has some really cool equipment. We're going to hook it up to my bike Elvis and see if there's any issues with that before we hit the road on a bunch of long trips.
Ride to eat to live, live to ride.
There's an old saying among bikers. It says, teach a man to fish and you'll feed him for a day. Teach him how to ride a motorcycle and he'll ride 200 miles to eat fish. And this is one of the places that they'll definitely ride 200 miles for. Bob's Downtown Diner in downtown Mobile, Alabama is a great place to eat, but it's also a great place for the community and for the biker community especially. This week's Live to Ride, Ride to Eat.
Hi, my name is Tony Sawyer. I'm proprietor here, Bob's Downtown Restaurant, Mobile, Alabama.
And it gets a little sweet cream. And that's our pretty French toast.
So I own a 2017 Straight Glide. Her name's OBB, and she's been pimped out a little bit. So yeah, I enjoy riding. I ride for the freedom. I ride now because I can. I'm finally at an age where I can afford a Harley Davidson. I can afford to ride. Growing up, I rode dirt bikes, crotch rockets, stuff like that. So, you know, getting back to my roots and where I enjoy riding. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the bikers that I meet from all over the country. And it's a great brotherhood, sisterhood, new family feeling that you get from other people that also enjoy the same things that you do. I know that if you give bikers a good experience and they enjoy going to a certain place or places to eat and drink and get libations, then which is what we've kind of done here at the restaurant. You respect them. You never know who you're going to meet on a motorcycle. But they go together like cheese and crackers. You ride, you're going to get worn out, you're going to get thirsty, you're going to get hungry. A lot of people make a destination rides, i.e. for lunch or breakfast, and then go do their ride, or in the middle of their ride they stop and get something to eat, and they want to do stop someplace where they feel comfortable, and that's what we want them to do, is feel comfortable when they come down here.
Stack these on our plate, and then our berries just go over the top.
Hi, I'm Brian Stumpbergen out of the Punishers LEMC out of Geneva, Indiana.
And I am Jennifer Bunkenbergen, and I am from the Circle City Guardian Bells out of Indiana.
We actually put it on our all page for the Punishers, our Facebook page, and one of the local guys said, hey, you've got to go down to Bob's Diner. So I just brought it up in the GPS and we came here, and that was it.
My name is Jennifer. I had the Jen's BLT. Right. It was good.
I actually had the Bob's Burger with cheese and bacon. Awesome burger, nice little char on it. So
here at Bob's, what we do is we do breakfast all day. It's Americana foods, things that you grew up eating when you were a kid, or in the mid 2000s, foodies. Food became very creative, and even before then. But now it's kind of, I feel like it's gotten out of control and out of hand, and I want people to come back to our childhood days, or my childhood days, of what the food that I grew up eating, and I really enjoy it. It's good food, it's diner food, if you will, here from the South. Here at Bob's, you can find us on Facebook at Bob's Downtown Diner. My website address is cornerfatandhappy.com. Kind of hopefully one of these days they'll change the street name here to Fat Street and Happy Avenue, because I want people to, when they leave out of here, to feel happy, feel full, fat. When you eat a good meal and you rub your belly and you go, oh man, that was really good. You feel fat. That's that fullness, and then now you're happy. So fat and happy kind of goes together like vodka and sweet tea.
This is Biker Dad. This is Biker Dad.
All right, that's a wrap on the Thanksgiving episode. And speaking of wrap, if you want some leftover Biker Dad TV, all of our episodes are on the Biker Dad YouTube channel. You can go check it out right now. Just search TV Biker Dad on every social media there is. And next week, we have a very special episode. We're going to the Barber Vintage Motorcycle Museum. So make sure and join us for that next week on the Biker Dad Show. Same Biker Dad channel, same Biker Dad time next week. Thanks again for joining us, and please look twice for motorcycles.
When we say I'm your employee, that means that we are here to serve the client. Often a client will ask me, can the Garza Law Firm do this? And the answer is yes, absolutely. I see myself as your employee. I'm here to work for you. Our commitment at the Garza Law Firm is to find both the process and the result that best serves and protects your interests and your families.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.